Wow, what's this I see? Is this a voiceover done by Nath himself, who never does voiceover videos? Holy shit. What a concept. I'm playing Currency Wars in this video. I had a game a couple weeks ago that I wanted to showcase where I think I landed on like one of the dumbest and goofiest strategies I've ever tried in Currency Wars. And it literally all entirely revolves around just, hey, don't spend money in a game where you're rewarded for spending more money. So that'll be fun, and I hope you enjoy, because hopefully this isn't going to be as dumb as I remember it. But anyways, I mean, clearly it started off pretty well, because immediately the first thing you get is a Saridra March 7th and a 2-star Aglaya. And given at this point, Wheelchair Aglaya was still like one of the most powerful strategies in the entire game, I'm pretty sure I remember being pretty hyped because I was like, wow, this is pretty great. I have a rank up match soon that I can do once I get up the ranks. I have a 2-star Aglaya. You know, I have these 2 reward nodes I can do real quick before I even get to the strategy nodes. This is pretty great. You know, I'm 100 health, have an extra slot I can use after getting all of my rewards. And here we get to the investment strategy, and oh shit, what's this? Resolution, Planet of Entertainment. Take double damage after combat finalization if you have 200 gold coins. Replaces all remaining non-boss combat nodes with reward nodes, and you gain 50 coins. That might be a good thing to do if you have patience, right? I don't have patience usually in these games because I'm a selfish bastard. I don't like doing things patiently. But this time around, spoiler alert, I actually decided to do that one. I wanted to check those strategies to see what I could possibly do. And obviously this is going to skip ahead later on in the video because I'm not going to sit here rambling for an hour about a game of Currency Wars I did. But I was checking the strategies for like Aglaya, thinking, man, what could I do for Aglaya that could benefit me having this sort of strategy? What can I do in the future for Aglaya? I could do Zila because my favorite team is Quantum Resonance. You know, I love using Zila, and Saridra already being one of the characters I always use. But I wanted to check to see who I could use. Like my eye landed on Yun Li, on Saber, the Herda, Acheron, Zila. Like, I'm pretty sure all of the strategies I wanted to use were either Zila or Acheron based, but I ended up doing that gold strategy where I had to save up 200 gold coins, which you'll see towards later on. But I only had three characters at this point, so I already knew that at this point I would have to probably end up saving a bunch of money by picking a bunch of characters I already want from these strategies and just grabbing whatever characters I can get at first and then just going through the motions with those until I save all the money I need. So I ended up doing the Planet of Entertainment strategy because I just wanted to see what it would do because none of the other two really appealed to me. So I did that one just to see what happened. That kind of just launches this spiral of whatever you're about to see. So I hope you enjoy because it's really, really dumb. I mean, just off rip already, I just have to go in, take all my rewards. It gives me a bunch of equipment and a bunch of gold coins, which kind of helps out quite a lot for what I wanted to do, because I think I ended up deciding on the Quantum Resonance strategy I normally try to do. But having Aglaya this powerful this early was a real boon that I really could use. And obviously the equipment I had didn't really do much for me, so I needed to use the furnace at some point. But I could get a bunch of characters if I wanted to. Like I could get Chinche if I wanted to, 2-star immediately. I chose not to because I had a couple characters specifically in mind that I wanted to go for and try to pick up as soon as possible. I'm not really sure why I was passing up on Sample all the time. Like right here, I finally picked him up and got rid of March. But I needed one more because I have 4 spots available, right? I could go for Saber. I could have gone for Cypher, which are all really good options. I ended up going for Saber in the end because she's a really good support. But it's... At the end of the day, I decided to save the 50 coins I already had and just go from there. So I'm going to skip ahead a little bit so we can skip all the boring parts and you can see what actually happens in the end. So at the end of plane 1 then, the first boss I get greeted with is this stupid Shadow Reaver. But you can clearly tell, like, I've not been saving all of my money. because I've been trying to get characters. I mean, we've got a bunch of good ones right there, like Fei Xiao and Dr. Ratio, Natasha, Evernight, but I hadn't really been saving all of my money. Like, I got Jing Liu, I got Acheron at some point, I got another Jing Liu Khan, but I wasn't saving all the money. At this point, I'm already at 111 coins, which is really what I need. I have a couple 3-star characters I can get rid of, or a couple 3-cost characters I can get rid of, a 2-cost character I can get rid of. I was debating at this point getting rid of Aglaya, but I decided not to. I got rid of Evernight, which at this point, I'm not really sure why I did that. Because Evernight, you can actually build to be very powerful in Currency Wars, just like every other character in the game. But I decided to go up to level 6, grab Natasha for the Bellabog buff, and then go and fight the Shadow Reaper with this very hodgepodge team I have so far. And even now, just like 6 minutes into recording this voiceover, I'm already looking back at this being like, what was I thinking? But, I mean, clearly, as people who have played Currency Wars a lot, like I have, can attest, Jing Liu is probably like the one character you want to have in a hodgepodge team along with Saridra and probably Sampo, because these motherfuckers do so much damage out of nowhere. Along with Aglaya as well with her ult. But I mean, the Shadow Reaper fight was pretty much nothing. I mean, I had the standard like 160, 180 turns, and by the end of it, skipping ahead to turn with 60 turns left, about 120 turns in, the Shadow Reaper's at 2%, just an Acheron ult to finish it off because I had it available. I only had 5 characters for this. These are the only 5 characters I was using for this entire run through. 6 rather, I guess. But I had 6 characters available for this that I do. 100 health at the end of plane 1 is kind of expected at lower ranks, lower tiers of Currency Wars, but I'm at 124 coins. I need 200. So all it really comes down to now is just saving all my coins, grabbing all the rewards, and just saving up to 200. So that's what I was going to do. And then obviously you always have to keep in mind that we get multiple investment strategies per plane. So again, you had multiple which ones. Like I remember very clearly wanting to do Quantum Resonance. So on the very left-hand side, already have Sparkle available, who's one of the Quantum Resonance. But then you have this massive layoffs thing pop up where it's like it sells all characters on the field preparation area to gain double the gold coins plus 5 free refreshes. And given what I was already planning on doing with the other strategy that I had going on, that was like the logical strategy. I wanted to try that because now I have 179 coins, a bunch of equipment. I can just re-roll and restart my entire team, right? And this was about 45 minutes into actually this run through. But like I could grab Natasha for the healing. I could grab whoever I wanted to. I had still full refreshes. Like I could do whatever I wanted. And then all of a sudden I get these 30 coins from the refreshes I forgot about, and I have 200 coins, and that's what I need. So all I really need to do at this point is just go in, grab a DPS so I have it. And I remember running through my head like, man, I could just throw this because I just need the 200 coins after finalization. So if I just go through this with 203, I could just do whatever. Just grab a random DPS with the free refreshes I have. I can grab Acheron, who I already need. She's going to put me at 200 and just go from there. And that's what I ended up deciding to do in the end, I'm pretty sure, because I just needed the 200 and I just get what I want just right there immediately. So I was debating going for Aglaya. I used my free refresh to see what else I could get, if anything, but I needed those 200 gold coins, and I'm just sitting there thinking, man, you know what? Let me grab all of these characters, see what I can do. Let me do this, and then I've kind of shot myself in the foot because I'm thinking to myself, wait, I need 200 coins. You refreshed that, gave it to Acheron, I'm pretty sure. Remember correctly? I gave it to Fei Xiao, whatever, same thing. But I got myself a Jing Liu Con because I needed that, and I just shot myself in the foot. I needed those 200 coins. I just kind of spent them. But obviously then in the next coin afterward, the next phase afterwards, you already have it. So this team kind of carried me through this battle, and you'll see what I mean afterwards.
A blade of moonlight.
And now welcome back to all the viewers. Suddenly I've lost 40 health. What happened? I was at 100. Well, my strategy came to fruition. I decided to basically throw the next 2 matches because I screwed up, and at the end of the day, I got what I wanted. Basically, it didn't give me what I needed just yet because I was trying to figure out what I needed to do. I still needed those 200 coins, but my team is already taking shape. I'm sitting here thinking, what's happening? and I remember what exactly the strategy wanted me to do. So I'm just over here confused as to what I'm supposed to do. But at the end of the day, like, I don't really know what was going through my head at this point, where I'm still spending all of the money I needed, just completely ignoring like the whole point of this. But I was supposed to save for 200 coins. I didn't do that. Clearly, I decided to like spend everything. But I'm over here just building through my team. So yeah, I mean, clearly you can see the team I'm trying to go for is Quantum Resonance Damage Over Time. That's the team I always try to run. But like, I'm saying like a lot, but I'm trying to go through this logically. I think what ended up happening, if my memory serves me correctly, is I gave up on the strategy I was trying to do. So I instead ended up going for like 3-star Jinglu and 3-star Acheron, 3-star Zilo or whatever. But I had so much money available. I could pick up Sampo, I could pick up Black Swan. I was heavily bidding. I ended up doing it. But I had so much money available. I could basically just do whatever I wanted because I had saved all of it. And I feel like at the end of the day, it paid off. Like I had to sit here for a second and debate what I really wanted to do, because I also had to level up my actual team to another tier, which I don't know why I wasn't doing that in the first place. But it's just, sometimes you play these game modes and you just do some of the dumbest things you've ever seen yourself do. And you just sit there and wonder, what am I doing? You know, I didn't want to get rid of half of the characters in my preparation area because I needed them, but I also needed Fu Xuan to make the strategy I wanted to use work. And so I ended up sacrificing basically everything for what I wanted. And I like to think in the end it worked out, but I guess we'll figure that out in a couple seconds once I skip ahead to one of the boss fights again. So let's do that, shall we? After I get 3-star Acheron, of course, because why don't we do that instead? Now, what I want to do before going all the way to the end of this video and showing off like the final boss battle is, at this stage in time, at Plane 2, just for context, usually what ends up happening without these stupid strategies where you have to save money, you don't really have like the capacity to do the kinds of damage I could do at this point. But I already have, at the end of Plane 2, a 3-star Acheron, 2-star Heislands, 2-star Zila, 2-star Sparkle, 2-star Saridra, and 2-star Jingli, which at this point in time normally is pretty much unheard of. I mean, Fu Xuan already is able to heal, but this boss battle, you have 180 turns to do this. I hate this boss, by the way. He's ridiculously dumb with the way his mechanics work, but Amphorius, yada yada yada, whatever. But like Acheron at 3-star at the end of Plane 2, even though it looks very weak, she's doing, what is this, 5 million damage, which yes, by itself is weak, but at the end of Plane 2, normally your characters, unless you have them fully built and everything invested in them, normally don't do more than like 2 million damage. And then Black Swan is doing 1 million by herself, but this team is already at this point powerful enough. Like, I don't need to show the entire boss battle for it to be obvious. This was won in a flash. Like, I can just skip ahead right now. I mean, you can see with 48 turns left, I beat the boss with 1 slash from Acheron because I had done so much damage already. Yes, obviously I sacrificed so much health for a strategy that I thought I was going to be able to pull off, which I ended up not being able to do. But I got to Plane 3 with a team that is already, even in the background, completely stacked. Like, all I need is 2 more copies of Zila. I have a 3-star Zila as well. You have a reward node for every single one. Right. So I did make the strategy work. I completely forgot what it was. It turns every single node into reward nodes, which is what ended up happening. But up to the boss nodes, every single node now was a reward node. And I had to do nothing except for like the supply node and the encounter node. And even this didn't matter at all. Like, I could just pick and choose whatever investment strategy I wanted. At the end of the day, it didn't matter because it just, I didn't need any of them because the team was going to be so powerful. I'm able to get a Zila here either way. I don't remember which one I did. Okay, I did the smart thing. You will usually want to go for the emblems if you can instead of something else, because the emblems allow you to use other characters within the bond that you're trying to do. Obviously, that's kind of how it works. But at the end of the day, like I had so much money available in the middle of Plane 2, I could do whatever the hell I wanted to. Every single node was a reward node, and every single node just ended in a blink of an eye because Acheron just slashed through with 1,000,000 damage on average and just did her own thing, and it didn't matter. And well, yes, this voiceover is probably very boring if you don't care about currency wars. Like, I want you to just sit back and think about it. Currency wars in Plane 3 normally is a complete slog. You are guaranteed to lose like half of your health if you don't do everything perfectly. I'm going through this not doing anything, and I'm still winning because everything is reward nodes because of this goddamn strategy I ended up doing. It was ridiculous. So I think I ended up being able to get 3-star Zila as well towards the end. And I'm pretty sure I could probably just voice over the rest of this. I'm not going to because I am lazy and my throat kind of hurts. But I ended up getting 3-star Zila towards the end, so I'll spoil that for the boss battle. But like, even there, Black Swan just kind of doing her thing, gets everything by herself, good to go. I mean, it's just too easy at this point. Now, preparing for and going into this boss battle, I want you to watch. I'm about to make probably the dumbest decision you'll ever see anybody make, right? I swapped Silverwolf in for the Quantum Resonance Bond. Great, good idea. Now, what ends up happening, I don't know why I did this. Instead of selling all the characters and getting someone into the Quantum Resonance Bond, I went into the boss fight without doing anything. That is probably the dumbest thing you could ever do, because if you went up back and did the math, I had enough characters and enough star value in those characters to be able to afford to upgrade my team to level 10 and still make use of a 10th character and still have Robin in the team with the Quantum Resonance emblem. But I didn't do that because I'm really dumb. But if you just watch this, like, you can tell how broken the Quantum Resonance Bond, which initially was going to be like the point of the video. I was going to wanting to showcase how broken the Quantum Resonance Bond can be if done right. But realistically, regardless of what team you used for this strategy, investment strategy that I had, any team will be broken. Like, I'm going to explain real quick, just because the point of the video was supposed to be the Quantum Resonance Bond. I'll just explain it real quick, right? The team I normally use for Quantum Resonance is the 4 Quantum Resonance characters, which are Zila, Sparkle, Silverwolf, and Fushwen. Those are the 4 characters in Quantum Resonance. Now, I always have to have damage over time, which is Hysolence and Black Swan. That's what they're responsible for. And then I always want to have in there Saridra and Jingliu, because Jingliu does a lot of damage on her own, and Saridra will always, when you have a 2 or 3-star Zila, latch onto Zila. And the way Zila works in Currency Wars, if she kills an enemy, her turn resets so you can go again. And if you have Saridra's skill also copies your move so you can repeat your turn. So if you're not picking up what I'm putting down, what that means is if Zila has Saridra's skill applied to her and then she also kills an enemy, I've had times where Zila with ult managed to have 7 turns in one turn, and with the right equipment and a 3-star Zila is able to clear out an entire field of enemies by herself, which is the goal I always have with these. That didn't happen in this boss fight because it is a boss fight, but I mean, clearly just watching through this, like, you can tell this worked out really well in the end for me, because I mean, this boss is causing me no issues whatsoever. And I mean, these Slumber Nana monkey or whatever the fuck they're called, they really don't do anything to you except like give you your energy back for your ults. And with the damage over time, like, every single character is always losing health. So it really, at the end of the day, this boss fight was easy. Like, I'll skip ahead towards the end of it, but you can already tell, like, this boss battle was just destined to be won in the end.
In lunar flame.
Like, even here during Fushwen doing whatever she does best, I still have 34 turns left, and these enemies are already at 37% left. Their shield is still there, but with the amount of damage that I've been doing in this game, it's meaningless. There's nothing to discuss, really. Like, I'm going to win. Like, Acheron has done 290 million damage. Black Swan is at 215 million. Zila is at 130 million. Hysolence is probably about to launch herself up there as well, if I remember correctly, because her ult is so wicked powerful towards the end. Like, Hysolence has 137 million damage. Jingliu has 87 million. It's nothingness. Like, the DOT does half of the damage onto everybody. So then with these Slumber Nana monkeys just advancing my actions, like, the enemy's fate is sealed. I win just by default, just like that. because Silverwolf at 2-star also does a pretty decent chunk of damage at 3% with her attacks. Black Swan does 2% with each attack. Saridra grabs Zealand, gets her ready to go. Like, it doesn't matter. And then Jing Liu just attacks, does a bunch of damage on her own, crits to down to 9%, and all of a sudden, these enemies have 5% health left. And even with 13 turns left, like, it's going to be a win. There's no way you can lose. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, I think Silverwolf ends it off right here. And she doesn't, but 1% health left on the boss, that DOT does it. And Quantum Resonance has to be my favorite bond to play in Currency Wars. There is no bond that I enjoy playing more than Currency Wars. Because I lost so much health early on, like I was down to an A rank clearance. But even here, like DOT did 16.4 million damage. I had 5 characters do more than 100 million damage, which at the higher ranks that I am now is nothing, but it's still quite good. And it's just, oh man, I just wanted to showcase this strategy I use because it's so dumb, but try it out yourself. I mean, it works out quite well. Maybe it works in the higher difficulties too for more skilled players than I am, but just check it out. See what you want to do. See if you can do it. And if you enjoyed this sort of video, I guess subscribe if you want to. Like this video so that the algorithm doesn't forget me again. And I hope you enjoy. See you next time. Goodbye.